many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were number one in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Welcome back to Kokomo. It is Championship Sunday here on HCAC TV. Today it's the final game. The winner of this game will go to the NCAA tournament. The loser of this game will have to hope to get an at-large bid into that tournament. The HCAC Baseball Championships are brought to you in part by the Hampton Inn. Whether you're visiting for business or pleasure, you always have high quality and consistent accommodations and amenities. Boilermaker Local 374. We're second to none in quality and performance. Passion to Care. Beyond home care, where passion meets purpose. Clean Slate. Inspired innovation that moves business forward. Industrial Sales Associates. They've been an electromechanical component manufacturer representative for the Midwest for many years. The IndianaSRN Sports Page, wall-to-wall sports news every day. Check out IndianaSRN.org and click on the Sports Page tab. And by the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Catch the best of Division III athletics on HCAC.tv, where you always have a front row seat. We have made it to the fourth day of this tournament, and we have seen just about everything over these last 3 days, including another big win last night by Hanover to avoid elimination. They are here today. Transylvania is here today, number one and number two. Coach, the bottom line is you really want to win. You don't want to leave it up to a committee to decide whether you can get an at-large bid.
You're exactly right. The other big news today is the weather. For the first time this whole entire weekend, we're going to hit 70 degrees. The wind is steady but not gusting like it was yesterday or the other day, and there is no rain in the forecast, maybe a 2% chance of rain. Well, that 2% can stay away. This is going to be a great game. This is going to be a battle of wills. Who has the will to overcome adversity, because both of them had to overcome it to get to this place where they are now.
Hanover got two great pitching performances yesterday in order to get here. The first one was certainly one to talk about for the ages when you think about the performance that we saw of a player that was just cleared, and yet he comes out and Goodpaster gets a complete game. But then in the nightcap, you got another good one.
Yeah, let's go back to Goodpaster. You know, a kid in the seventh inning took a timeout, had to do a couple things behind the mound that a lot of people, he's not going to make it.
Yeah.
And then he had a little spell at the top of the ninth, but boy, perfect game, a complete game. And then last night, just the young man went nuts and threw BBs and did two. The best thing a coach could ever ask for is have two games and two complete games.
Well, here we go. The pitcher for Transylvania will be Jacob Moberly. 44 innings, 51 hits, 31 runs, 30 earned, 37 strikeouts, and 22 walks. He is 5-1 on the year. An ERA of 6.14, opposing teams at 290 against him, but he was a winning pitcher in their 3-2 win in the regular season against Hanover. And the first pitch is inside for ball one. We are underway. Official game time 11:58.
And a happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day. What a great day to celebrate a holiday with your mom at the ballpark.
Robert Carroll will lead things off as he fouls that one away. It'll be 1-1 strike. Carroll at .332, a home run and 26 runs driven in. Hanover is the team hitting at .304. The average just over 8 runs per game, as that pitch caught the outside corner for strike 2, and 10.6 hits per game. Transy hitting .304, 8.5 runs per game, and they're averaging 10.2. Offenses are very, very even coming in.
Today, the aim of the game, make pitchers throw the ball. Make them throw strikes.
Carroll, in the 2 games they have played in this tournament, 1 for 9 and an RBI, and the pitch is outside for ball 3. The energy we talked about yesterday for Transylvania, I think, was explained as that pitch is low for ball 4. In their loss last night, they didn't play with much energy, and you kind of feel it's a little bit different coming into this one, and they've got to have energy.
They win a big game Friday night. I mean, actually a huge comeback. So, they're still kids. I mean, they're young adults, but their emotion level is very, very high. It's hard to duplicate that 2 days in a row.
Yeah. Jake Danneman, .361, a home run, 27 runs driven in. He'll take the first pitch for a strike. Hanover 29-15, Transylvania 32-11 on the year. So the Panthers have a runner on. That again is Carroll. 12 stolen bases this year. This one is lined into right field. That'll fall in front of McElfresh. And a good start for the Panthers. Runners at first and second.
And right there is, Troy, you see where McElfresh probably early in the tournament probably go and dive and get that ball. This crucial game, let that bounce in front of you. Keep it in front of you. Don't let it go away from you. It's okay. You got first and second here.
Dreher behind the plate. Taylor at first. Mitchum at second. Youngblood at short. Paula is at third. Monday, Schubert, and McElfresh in the outfield left to right. So now Moberly into the stretch and the pitch, and it's high and outside for a ball. Transylvania pitching last night, it was almost something I don't think we've ever seen. The amount of batters that they hit. And we were all just kind of looking at each other at some point, as that's going to be high and foul, and wondering if we ever saw anything like that. Ended up being 9, if I'm correct. We had 11 overall between the two teams.
Had a fan tweet us and gave us some information today, so people were listening and had the records lined up for us.
The stretch again by Moberly. The pitch on the way is high for a ball. Two balls and one strike. Carroll at second base, Danneman at first. Hanover trying to get on the board here in the first inning, and the pitch in there for a strike will go to 2-2. 330 down the lines here at this ballpark, 348 in left center in the alley, 369 in right, dead center 400. Takes quite a poke to get out of this ballpark in dead center, but we've seen some home run balls in this tournament, both left and right. Fly ball into right field. This could be trouble. Schubert going over, can't get to it. That will bounce over the fence for a ground rule double. Only one run will score. That's a big break right there for Transylvania to get the ground rule double, because I can guarantee you Danneman would have scored number 2.
Yes, you're right. You're exactly right. And we talked about big gaps, and the ball again is carrying out to right field again today.
So with the double and the RBI, Christie now with 57 runs driven in. Eric Rodebush will step to the plate now. And by the way, still no outs here in the top of the first inning.
Infield playing in.
Runners now at second and third. The pitch on the way is outside, ball one. Boy, what a start already for the Panthers, picking up where they left off last night. 1-0 pitch, hit into center field. Schubert is there. It's deep enough to score the run, as Danneman will score from third. Advancing to third will be Christie, and it's 2-0. Rodebush with his 38th run driven in.
You feel pretty good right now if you're Hanover, don't you?
Very good. That'll bring up Connor Farnsley. Farnsley has an RBI in the 2 games against Transylvania. By the way, the right side of the infield is in. Here's a line drive into right field. McElfresh will make the catch. The runner tags, the throw home not in time, and it's 3-0.
Hanover is going to be very aggressive. They appealed to third base to see if he left early. Did not.
What is the common denominator that we have seen in this tournament? One of those is the walks given up, and those walks that come back and score. We saw that with Bob Carroll at the top of the order, a walk and a run. Here's Reed Douglas. Douglas on the year at .313, 5 home runs and 31 runs driven in. He'll take that pitch for a strike.
What we understand in this league, though, 3 runs is not enough to win a game.
Yeah, no kidding. That pitch missing low. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch on the way, grounded right back to Moberly. He will field and throw, but a good start. 3 runs top of the first. We'll head to the bottom half of inning number 1.
Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
HCAC Tournament Baseball brought to you in part by Officially Human. Their mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the field and the court. Thanks to our officials, because without them, we don't play. Chris Hopman will go today for Hanover. 54 2/3 innings, 50 hits, 31 runs, 25 earned, 63 strikeouts with 36 walks. He is 5-2 on the year, with an ERA of 4.12 and opposing teams hitting against him at 246. He got a save back in that win in the regular season in the game that they won 10-4. And the right-hander will be facing Trent Paul to lead things off. And Transylvania again having to play from behind. This is now 3 games in a row they've played from behind against the number 1 seed. Trent Paul at 254 on the year, 10 home runs and 27 runs driven in. And he will lead things off here in the bottom of the first inning.
A little bit different, more atmosphere in Transylvania's dugout than it was on Saturday. A little bit more pep a little bit more talk.
In the 3 games that we have seen, Hanover and Transylvania, there's a strike. Transy hitting at .327. But they have struck out 26 times as well. This is line foul. And quickly Paul down at 0-2.
But if you don't get fired up in this game, something's wrong with you, right?
Well, as you would expect, I would imagine you got a good night's rest last night. And again, get up this morning, forget about last night if you're Transylvania. And there's a swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Hotman. There's one away. But the bottom line is you got to put both the last 2 games. It doesn't really matter now that you came from behind to win that classic a couple of nights ago. But you got to put that one loss behind you from last night. Here's Calvin Schubert, .351 on the year, 4 home runs, and 13 stolen bases coming in. He has driven in 30 on the year. And the pitch on the way is outside ball 1. Douglas behind the plate. McCoy's at first, Perkins at second, Christie at third, Danneman at short, Osterling, Carroll, and Rodebush in the outfield. There's a strike. Transy has hit 35 home runs as a team, and they'd love to get a couple today against Hotman. The pitch on the way. There's a strike. Hanover, the number 1 seed, Transylvania at number 2. Outfield straight away for Schubert. The 1-2 pitch. Oh my, Douglas was ready to ring him up. Thought he had it on the outside corner. He'll ask the umpire where that was, but this is the same home plate umpire we saw earlier in the tournament. Very, very tight on the inside and outside corners. Boy, both Hotman and Douglas thought they had the strikeout. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and it misses low. How many times you see a pitcher miss on the next pitch after thinking he got the strikeout? So now here is the payoff pitch on the way. Nearly hits him. He came back inside. 1-out walk given to Schubert. And here is Trent Youngblood, and we know how dangerous he is. He had a home run last night.
Here is the thing. You think you had a strikeout, and you didn't, and now you walk it.
Yeah. Well, Youngblood, 456 on the year, 9 home runs and 42 RBI. He has 32 stolen bases, very dangerous from the left side, and those numbers will tell you that. Hotman bounces that one in front of Douglas, and Douglas had a little bit of a hard time finding that baseball. So now after getting the strikeout of Trent Paul, Hotman's got to find a way to regroup here. He walks Schubert and falls behind a Youngblood. The stretch and the pitch. It's up high for a ball. Now some of you may have noticed, and I'm not sure we got that shot, but the shortstop Danneman was signaling to Perkins to play more up the middle. So that's a big hole now on the left side as the throw goes to first. If Youngblood can find a way to pull it to the right side, big hole between Perkins and McCoy. Two balls and no strikes, one away here in the bottom of the first inning. The pitch on the way. There's a strike.
Fans are in rare shape today.
They're ready to go. Boy, Youngblood, a .785 slugging percentage. This one fouled away to the left and out of play.
Anytime you get him it out, you have been very successful.
Yep. On base percentage at .613. And by the way, during the entire year, he has only grounded in, according to these numbers, just one double play. That's pretty impressive. Hartman gets the sign from Douglas. The break-even pitch on the way is in the dirt. And another 3-2 count, 2 in a row now for Hartman. I think we're hearing more chatter today from that Transylvania dugout certainly than we did maybe all of last night. They were very quiet. This one is ripped foul right side. And we'll stay 3 balls and 2 strikes. Good cut there by Youngblood. Kind of a light breeze today on a sunny day here in Kokomo. The wind now is blowing almost to left field. Swing and a miss, got him. Nice pitch there by Hartman.
Fooled him.
Big time. That is only the 14th time in 150 at-bats that Youngblood has struck out this year. So that's not an easy thing to do, as we'll see Henry Mitchum come to the plate. Mitchum, 345, 5 home runs, a team-best 68 runs driven in. Mitchum, though, 3 of 10 in the tournament, 5 runs driven in as he fouls this one straight back. Of course, we know where those 5 runs driven in came in that 12-10 win that got them into the championship game and moved the Panthers into the losers bracket. And of course, that grand slam was absolutely huge late in the night on Friday night. Mitchum back in as Hartman set to throw. Check of the runner at first, and the pitch on the way is up high. Schubert, 13 of 17 in the stolen base department, has not given any indication yet that he's going to steal. And the pitch stays inside, 2-1.
Throws it in high inside, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, the thing that would concern me is you start missing high, and eventually
you're going to let one go.
You're going to let it go over the strike zone. Popped up foul and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Mitchum. By the way, happy Mother's Day to everyone today that is celebrating a good day to have a mother, isn't it?
Yep.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Mitchum back in. Here's the pitch on the way. Reaches out and pokes it foul as that will hit off of the grandstand here and into the stands. We have gone through a ton of baseballs in 4 days.
We sure have.
Hartman comes set. Break-even pitch on the way, lifted high in the air. The shortstop Danneman going out as he backpedals and makes the catch. And that'll do it. We head to the second, 3-0 Hanover.
Every person has a story waiting to be told. Mr. Jack comes in every Monday.
Yeah, that's right.
One day I noticed his hat said he was a Korean War veteran. I asked him if he'd ever been to the Korean War Memorial.
No, I never had a chance to go.
That was the day I knew we had to do whatever it took to get him there.
Manny made it happen. I got to go to Washington, D.C. to all the memorials. The World War II Memorial, Naval Memorial, Korean War Memorial. Took all kind of pictures and everything, and it was a good trip, too.
I'm glad that I could be a part of Mr. Jack's story.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN. We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Back here in Kokomo, 3-0 Hanover with the lead after 1 inning. Osterling, McCoy, and Perkins all due up for the Panthers. Moberly got roughed up a little bit in that first inning, giving up couple of base hits and the 3 runs, and so it'll be important for him to come back strong here in inning number 2. Osterling at .299, 3 home runs and 42 RBI. Transy, and they're all black here today, and Hanover, and they're all white after wearing the blue yesterday, and the pitch is a called strike. Well, baseball players are superstitious. I'd have wore blue again. The 0-1. Check swing, and he goes around.
I think that's why Transy's wearing all black. That's what they did to win.
Yeah, get rid of the ones you lost in, right?
Yes.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Burn them.
Here's the pitch outside. Osterling in 2 games, 2 for 8 against Transylvania. Pitch is low. Pretty much the same lineups we had yesterday. Getting the start here today. Break-even pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Nice pitch there by Moberly. And if anybody gets in trouble, you're going to see every pitcher they can throw out there to make sure they get it done.
If you have 17 guys in your bullpen, you'll throw number 18. You'll throw the manager if you have to. The team manager, that is.
Well, nothing left here. You just have to put it all out.
Oh, yeah.
Matt McCoy, 273, home run, 22 runs driven in. Breaking pitch low.
The difference between the end of the season and this tournament is you only had 3 or 4 days. You'll have a whole entire week before you have to go and play on Friday or Saturday.
And then, of course, we will find it Monday where the winner will go. High chopper shortstop Youngblood will charge and throw. What a strong arm he has, 2 away.
He's a good ball player. He's just smooth.
Sam Perkins, 232 on the year, home run and 24 runs driven in. Much better start to this second inning for Moberly than it was in inning number 1. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's outside, ball 1. Moberly just 22 walks coming in 44 innings. That pitch is outside. The 2-0 pitch. Outside corner for a strike. The 2-1, another breaking ball. Same location, same call. We'll go to 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the break even on the way, nearly hits him. Fans very vocal for a Sunday. They must have got some sleep last night too, huh? That one's lifted into left field for a base hit. 2-out single for Perkins. We'll go back to the top of the order now, Bob Carroll. Solid hit by Perkins. Carroll walked and scored one of the 3 runs in the first inning. Commissioner Jay Jones will join us for a half inning in the 4th, and then Keith will be gone in the 7th as Coach Chuck's going to join us and give us a credible trivia question. Pitch is outside.
Share the wealth today.
You didn't get that knock I just threw at you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I understand.
Here's the stretch again by Moberly. And a throw to first. Good crowd on hand here today to see this championship game. The 1-0 pitch. Caught the outside corner for a strike. So after the game, you'll be downstairs, correct?
Interview.
Okay.
Yep. Coach, player of the tournament.
when you get down there, dig really deep in these questions.
Tough
okay?
questions.
Yes.
Like, how was
no
the ice
softballs.
cream? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try my best.
Going to try to keep the runner at first close. Perkins only 2 of 3 in stolen bases this year, so not a big threat. 2 aways we play here in the second. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And I'll tell you what, right now, Moberly has that breaking pitch working well on the outside corner.
And he's not afraid to throw that ball.
And he did to Perkins until Perkins caught one for the base hit. But so far for Carroll, a couple of pitches in a row on the outside corner. He'll throw to first again. Not so sure at this stage with 2 outs I'd worry too much about Perkins, knowing that he only has 2 stolen bases. Got to be careful against Carroll, a .332 hitter coming in. This one is lifted high and foul. And will stay at 1-2. (3-0) as we play here in the second. Pitch is low. Hanover looking for win 30. Transylvania looking for win 33. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Carroll. Break him and pitch on the way, low and inside for ball 3.
He just can't stay ahead of the hitters.
And he may come back with that breaking pitch on the outside. Danneman on deck, who singled in the first inning. Here's the pitch. Runner takes off. It's going to be fouled off.
Hit and run there.
Well, good time to do it with a 3-2 count. Runner's going to get a jump anyway down at first base because there's 2 away. And he'll get a good jump again. They won't even hold him on here. The stretch by Moberly. And the pitch. Foul tipped, held on by Dreyer. And that will do it for the second. We'll head to the bottom of 2. Hanover leads at 3-0. Want to remind you, today's game brought to you in part by Boilermaker Local 374. They represent highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. Start your career with Boilermaker Union Local 374. Give them a call at 219-845-1000.
Boy, what a weather-perfect day for baseball today. 1 game, 12 noon start. Man, couldn't get any better than that.
Well, now see what happens here in inning number 2 with Hotman back out. He's had a lot of rest. It was kind of a relatively long first inning. Second inning, maybe not as long, but he had a chance to certainly regroup and get himself rested even more as he'll be facing Taylor, Monday, and Manning.
The interesting thing is all he has to do is pitch.
That's all he's got to do.
Coach is going to give you the ball. All you got to do is throw the ball over the plate, get us out. Get us out.
Sounds easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not as easy as you think.
No. Taylor, 329, 2 home runs, and 49 runs driven in. This is where the order gets a little bit easier.
Easier?
A little bit easier. Not a lot, but a little bit. Taylor's again at 329. After that, everybody else below 300 except for Manning at 310. Taylor 2 for 8 in the 2 games they played in this tournament against Hanover with an RBI, and that'll be hit foul. One walk given up by Hotman so far. The leg kick in the 0-1 pitch, a called strike. The 0-2 on the way is low and outside. Douglas was setting up on the outside corner. See if they'll try to go there again at 1-2. This one set up right behind the plate. Fastball inside. Wind now starting to kick left to right here at Kokomo Municipal Stadium. Break-even pitch on the way is low, 3-2. That is the third 3-2 count we have seen out of Hotman. And the pitch. High fly ball, left center field. Coming over is Carroll at the warning track. Reaches up and makes the catch. Great catch to Rob Taylor. Perhaps a double, maybe a triple.
Yesterday and the day before, with the wind blowing out, that thing I think would have been gone.
Could have been close.
Yep.
Walter Monday will step up. Monday 0 for 8 in the 2 games so far against the Panthers in this tournament. 273 on the year, a home run and 26 runs driven in. And Hotman's pitch on the way. That one off the end of the bat. One hopper to Perkins, 2 away. And here's Houston Manning, 310 on the year. A couple of home runs, 10 runs driven in. Manning 3 for 8 and an RBI in the 2 games. The pitch on the way is a called strike. Manning DHing in this final game of the tournament. The 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball. Line drive into left field for a base hit. Another 2-out single.
Outfielders are smart today. Let that ball play right in front of you. Don't take any necessary chances, because if it goes to the wall, you got a double.
Well, we saw this young man here, McElfresh, trying to make a catch last night. Ended up clearing off the bases.
Misjudged the ball.
Yep. Hitting at 200 on the year. 2 for 8 in the 2 games. Fly ball, shallow center. Coming on will be Carroll, and he won't get to it. That falls in. Well, he had to come a long way to try to get it, so back-to-back base hits. And that'll bring up now Bryce Dreher. I'm not so sure he didn't think that ball was hit a little harder than it was.
It sounded like coming off the bat.
That wind has gone from left to right. We've seen it blow out to left. Now it's kind of blowing out towards center a little bit, so you really never know, and the outfielders have had a kind of a fun time over the last 4 days.
And what we see up here is totally different than what they have out there.
Yeah. So 2 runners on as Dreher steps up, hitting at 291, a home run, 19 runs driven in. And we'll take that pitch for a ball. Low and outside, 2-0. We almost take the adage now that all the games you played this year, nothing really matters. Just got to execute here today. That's lined into left field. Osterling, and he on the run, makes the catch shy of the warning track. Dreher gave it a ride. 2 runners left on base. We head to the 3rd. Hanover leads at 3-0.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
Back here in Kokomo, full of sunshine today for this championship game. As we head to the third inning, it'll be Danneman, Christie, and Rodebush. Boy, a day like this, I think you and I could go out and play.
Nope.
It'd be fun.
No.
Wouldn't it? You want to go out and play a little baseball today? On a day like today?
I would have to work.
At baseball?
Yeah.
You don't work at baseball. Baseball's
Have you
a
seen
game.
me play baseball?
Well, no, but I'm imagining what it might look like.
It was good. If there's any rocks out there, I make sure every rock was gone.
That will be, if we ever have a celebrity softball game, that'll be your job.
Designated rock picker-upper.
Danneman singled and scored in the first inning, a big cut and a miss.
I have ruined one washing machine in my career.
Because of the rocks.
Yes.
Yeah. The 0-1 pitch. Lined and foul.
Third base umpire look. Yeah, okay.
He was cool about that. He knew he was nowhere near it.
First
right?
time they've wore short sleeves this whole entire tournament.
I don't think anybody
Either
has,
rain
have
gear
they?
or jackets.
Think about that Thursday. It was rain and nasty all day
Oh.
long, and now today we've got sunshine. The 0-2 pitch. That hits him. Well, we have seen that a lot. Transylvania, as we said, 9 yesterday. Here's another one, so we're in double figures.
Got a timeout.
They're going to the bullpen.
Early.
Moberly is done. How about this? This is really a big surprise here. Moberly, one batter faced. We'll come back and tell you about the new pitcher in a moment.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We are pioneers.
We are the next generation of inventors, creators, teachers, and leaders.
We think critically,
work collaboratively,
always learning, growing, doing.
We care deeply about people and the planet.
Facing challenges together.
A place for the curious, the bold, and the go-getters.
At Transylvania University,
we pursue bold paths.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Well, Luke Patton is in the game. And, Coach, I would venture to say that what we just saw right there is Transylvania. They're not going to mess around here if you can't get the job done. And I actually thought really overall in that first inning that Moberly wasn't pitching that badly, but now Luke Patton will come in, a right-hander.
Well, you can't get behind here 4 or 5-0 because then it is a haul. Right now it's comfortable. How can you be comfortable with being down 3-0? But you can overcome that, especially the way they hit the ball.
So Patton steps in. This, by the way, is his first relief appearance of the year. 63 innings, 62 hits, 36 runs, 29 earned, 57 strikeouts, and 29 walks. 259 opposing batting average. He's 5-0 with an ERA of 4.41. So they go from the lefty to the righty. Danneman at first, Christie. Picked up a double in the first inning, and the breaking pitch called strike.
That goes to confidence.
I would have to feel that they sent a message early. Guys, we're not messing around. If we can't get the job done and the pitching staff, I'll bring starters in the whole way. The stretch in the 0-1 pitch, just outside. Christie, one of the 3 runs scored in that first inning, and that's where we have currently a 3-0 ball game. Patton comes set, short lead at first. The pitch inside, nearly hit him. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 pitch, grounded to the third baseman, Paul. On to second, one there. The relay to first, not in time. They'll get the lead runner. Score that one 5-4.
Paul had a hard time getting that out of his glove, but you had some speed running down at first base as well.
Eric Rodebush will step up, a sacrifice fly. Picked up an RBI.
Came off the bag.
Well, he wouldn't have gotten it anyway.
Yep. Nice shot.
So now 1 away. Patton's pitch way outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Christie with 56 runs driven in. Coming into this game, added another one today. This is going to be lined into right field, diving and making the catch, McElfresh.
Now, last night, he made the dive, and the ball skipped on him. This time, body and all surrounded that ball. That ball was dying quickly.
I think he got a better jump on it, too.
Yeah, there's the jump. Belly flop.
That'll bring up Connor Farnsley. Farnsley at sacrifice and an RBI as well in the first inning, and a breaking pitch that stays inside. Patton gets the sign from Dreher. And the pitch outside, 2-0.
You just need to get out of this inning.
The 2-0 pitch hit foul. Good cut there by Farnsley.
You got him going?
Well, you know what? I've got a 2-0 lead or 3-0 lead. He's 6 of 8 in stolen bases. Depends on, well, he delayed steal right there. So the answer to that question is yes. Ball thrown into center field. Christie on to third.
I just felt like that's what I would have done if I was coaching. I don't know if the delay still was good, but I mean, obviously it turned out well.
We ended up with really 3 strikes against you. It was a ball to Farnsley, so you're 3-1. You get the stolen base. There's number 2, and then you overthrow number 3, so 3 bad things happen on one pitch. So Farnsley, chance to drive in the 4th run of the ball game. Breaking ball in there for a strike. But that's what Transylvania, we talked about that at the end of the year. They didn't hit well in their last 4 games. They got into the tournament as the number 2, but the mistakes they made yesterday, as there's a wild pitch and a run scores. Wow. Walk given up to Farnsley as well. So now you're looking at 6 negatives in just 2 pitches. Here's Reed Douglas. Now, again, we talked about that before, Coach. You might get away with that with teams that aren't very good. But if you're playing a team that's won 29 games, odds are you're probably not going to get it done. Here's Douglas. Fastball strike. And how often we talk about the mistakes that come back and eventually get you in the end. So now a 4-0 lead. Douglas 0 for 1. The pitch apparently missed a little bit low. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. 4 runs and 3 hits. On the board for the Panthers, no runs, 2 hits and an error for Transy. There's the strike. Good look there at Farnsley at first base. Only 1 stolen base this year, so the odds are pretty good he won't take off here. Breaking pitch, swing and a miss, struck him out, but a run across in the third. Hanover leads it 4-0.
Egg on avocado toast.
Ew. Your flash fried porgy over chips.
Ew.
Your fresh Maine lobster with microgreens.
When the only thing your 8-year-old will eat is waffles.
She's fine. She's fine.
Your waffles, milady.
It matters where you stay.
Yum.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
A good engineer, a good mathematician, a good scientist can identify problems.
But in order to be a great scientist or engineer, you've got to have curiosity and you've got to have creativity, and that's what's going to set you apart.
You can't teach curiosity. You just need to encourage your students to be curious. Curious in anything that they do. Curious so that it brings out the innovations, the new ideas.
Today's game brought to you in part by the IndianaSRN sports page. Get daily sports scores and news each and every day on the sports page on IndianaSRN.org. We head to the bottom of the third inning. It'll be Paul, Schubert, and Youngblood. All due up for Transylvania. They'll have to battle back again for the third straight game against Hanover. Paul struck out his only time up in the first inning. Hotman so far, just 2 base hits given up. That was Manning and McElfresh in the second. Hotman's first pitch. Outside, ball 1.
Now, what you tell Hoffman, strikes.
Yep.
You got enough runs, strikes. Or do they have a run?
I was going to say, I bet the coach says we don't have enough runs. That one bouncing. Two and 0 to Paul. And the pitch. Line to the shortstop, and Danneman backhanding that one just off the turf for out number 1.
We have seen plays on that side of the diamond. Diamond gems all tournament long.
That'll bring up Calvin Schubert. Schubert walked in the first inning. Probably the most impressive has been what we've seen by the third baseman.
We have some good third basemen in this league.
A couple times again in the outfield, too. Balls that are hit to the wall. He'll show bunt, pulls back.
Here's the shot. And
Make
no
sure
doubt,
you show it, too.
Show the ball. Yep.
No balls and a strike as Hotman set to throw on the pitch. Breaking ball called strike. Outfield pretty much straight away for the right-handed hitting Schubert. The pitch. Ground ball to the third baseman, Christie. Throw to first, 2 away. Here's Youngblood. Youngblood struck out. We talked about his strikeout numbers. That's a hard thing to do against this guy. But he got him in the first inning. You know, I was thinking you, Jerry, and Chuck have been here so long. Did you get a new zip code?
I got mail yesterday.
I bet you did, yeah. Change your address. The pitch to Youngblood is low and inside.
We enjoy this road trip, though. Things winding down. We only have 17 games left on our season, so, you know.
Is that it?
That's it. And then August is coming.
Don't remind. I'm not talking about it. Pitch low and inside. I've told you before, it's the summer of Troy.
I got you. I understand. So you don't want to do the Twitter wink contest?
No.
Okay.
No. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Outside, 3-0.
You know, the new Paint Pro paint a corner, that's coming up.
That league's coming up, is it?
Yeah.
We calling those too?
Paint dry.
We ought to be doing some cornhole calling.
We talked about that.
Here's the 3-0, and it'll go to 3-1.
A lot of people dig that. And now you can be drafted.
You can be drafted. Never thought there'd be pro cornhole. Here's your 3-1 pitch. A little bit high, ball 4. I don't think that's a bad thing to walk that guy. I know Mitchum's dangerous, but I'm pretty much sure I'd rather go righty-righty than try to pitch something to Youngblood that he can drive.
Well, this young man hit a grand slam home run the other night.
But Mitchum has not driven in a run since then. He is 3 for 11 in the 2 games. And this one is lifted high in the air to left field. Osterling is there, and they get him easily on 1 pitch. We head to the 4th. Hanover on top 4-0.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
We'll go to second with a leadoff double. Actually, Osterling, not Taylor, as we play in the 4th inning, and Jay Jones, the commissioner, joining us once again here in the 4th inning. Tournament coming to an end today, 4 solid days. A lot of work by a lot of people is going to come to a culmination here today.
Yeah, a ton of people behind the scenes make something like this possible for these young men. And, man, what a great experience we have here in Kokomo. So let me just start there and say thanks to the city of Kokomo. And these are the right 2 teams to be playing, and no disrespect to the other teams, but these 2 teams have had a great tournament, and they've had a great year, and here we are in the rubber match between them, so it makes some sense.
For a baseball fan and a fan in general, this is what you want, though, is the final game really means a lot.
Yeah, final game, playing for it all, winner take all on a beautiful Mother's Day, and man, if you like baseball, this is hard to beat here, and I know the young men are enjoying this, and a lot of tension out there, I'm sure.
Pitches outside. I liked it earlier when the players were out there and Coach Chuck said Happy Mother's Day, and all the players turned around and waved to their mothers. But I'm sure there's no better gift than to be here watching their sons play.
Well, yeah, that's probably right, especially, these moms and dads of baseball players in particular, modern baseball, all the travel ball, all the dedication, time, energy, money that they put into it, to be able to sit and watch their son today, I know is an exciting moment.
Well, you have probably, in all the tournament games that you have seen, a couple of nights ago was about as wild as you could get.
Yeah, that's about as fun a college baseball game as I can remember in a long, long time. And it doesn't get a whole lot better than a grand slam in the 9th inning. And then, Hanover made a run right back at them. And boy, as tired and exhausted as I was after that long day, I really wanted to see it just keep going. I couldn't get enough of it.
What's fun about that is that's something you'll talk about for a long time, won't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I was talking to some of the umpires, and most of them hadn't worked in one that exciting as well, and that says a lot, as many games as these guys work. So.
After the game, what happens? Trophy presentation and all those festivities.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll do a trophy presentation. We'll name an all-tournament team, and the gentlemen who made it this weekend are super deserving because it's not been easy to pick from the teams that were earlier out, and we'll do that. We'll name an MVP, and then the winner of this tournament automatically goes to the NCAA championship, and I really hope, Troy, that we're a two-bid league this year. Both of these teams deserve to be there, so we will rally hard behind that, and I hope that we can get them both in.
Yeah, certainly deservedly so as McCoy strikes out. Sam Perkins singled in the second inning. And after baseball, what do you have left that is going to continue to work you throughout the summer? Huh?
Yeah, well, obviously for those that are attuned at all, college athletics right now is a challenging space to be in, and it's no different at the D3 level. There's just so many different challenges and hurdles that are out there. So it won't be a boring summer, but I will say that you do turn the wick back a little bit for all of us in the D3 level in particular. You've got to use those couple of summer months to catch your breath and get ready then again for the fall. But one thing I want to do is watch a few of our teams in different sports continue to progress in the off season here with the NCAA tournaments. So whether that's a Transy softball or hopefully both of these baseball teams, some golf teams, and so that's the fun part in the next few weeks.
That one lifted into left field for a base hit.
Gonna score another one.
Osterling, yes, he's coming around to score, and all of a sudden 5-0. Perkins now 2 for 2. Well, a lot of people that are on the outside, and I know you'll appreciate this, they don't see all the hours and the long hours you all put in, not just you, but your entire staff, and then all the schools and everything they do. It's some long hours.
I think I really appreciate you saying that, and I always say this is not an excuse. I love small college athletics, and I love what it is and what it's become. But the demands come from both what people are used to in youth sport and high school sport, as well as kind of the big level of college sports change so much. So just to give you a sense of things, we run a tournament like this. I'm the only conference administrator on hand. Now, we have a ton of people at our schools that are up here in the booth and others that help us, and we can't do it without them. Can't do it without the city of Kokomo. So to give you a sense, stolen base there on the strike. To give you a sense, the Big Ten, SEC, they hire just over 100 employees each now. In our office, we have 3 of us in our mighty staff.
Wow.
But again, Troy, I love it.
Yeah.
There is nothing we don't do and get into, from the big picture stuff to the I was helping to make sure we had toilet paper in the restrooms this morning. And you know what? We're here to make sure these students have a great time.
Yeah.
And I think folks don't understand all of that. And so I appreciate you saying that, but also will say their parents, their coaches, you're not at this level unless you love this game.
Yeah.
And the coaches that I work with, every single one of them could probably be an assistant manager at a retail store and make more money. And I say that all the time. They're here because they love these kids.
Ball gets away from Dreher. Well, I can say that because I've seen it for so many years, watching at the Division III level, and just knowing that I get to the ballpark or I get to the gym and all of you are already there. And I know you've been there for a couple of hours, and I leave and go home and you're still there.
Yeah, absolutely. And whether it's our SIDs, our athletic trainers, everybody, the ADs, and just everybody involved at this level works their tails off, and we can't do it without them. But also, we love working with each other, because you're not got a teammate that's not pulling weight at this level. So.
No kidding. That'll be a fly ball big out there, Bob Carroll.
It really is. Gets them the second out, and maybe Transy slows this down a little bit here.
Jake Danneman will step to the plate. Well, the whole experience for 4 days has been tremendous again. And I know a lot of accolades to everybody, but you said even just a little bit ago, it takes all of everybody to make this thing come together.
It does, but man, I hear from the students just, they'll say, hey, thanks, this is a really cool experience. And that gets me past anything else. That'll carry me for many, many days, just hearing the students say, we enjoyed coming to Kokomo, we enjoy this tournament. And I've said it now a couple of times, but I can't say enough what the city of Kokomo does for the HCAC and our students so that we can do this and have this level of event here is just phenomenal.
No balls and a strike. Pitches outside. Well, I'll tell you what, and again, kudos to you and everybody else. And I know from Keith and Jerry and everybody else that is part of the HCAC TV broadcast, you guys make it easy for us too. So, and especially for Keith, we need to make it easy for him as much as we can. So,
right, good point. But no, and that's that shared sentiment. I really appreciate what IndianaSRN does for us. This is about as great a level of broadcast as you're going to find in college sports, and so the fact that we can do this. Is really a credit to having a great partner that's local to us in IndianaSRN. Really appreciate you guys as well. And it if you didn't make it easy on me, I told you I had a staff of 3. I couldn't handle it. So I appreciate what you guys do to make that happen for
So you don't want to come and broadcast too and then do everything else?
The fans are sitting at home right now hoping I would get off as soon as I could. So sorry, fans. I really do.
You're committed for the half inning, so
I know.
You got to do something,
hey,
right?
That's the good news for everybody out there. All the Hanover fans just said, well, just give Transy the out. Let's get this clown off of here.
Well, the good news is we only keep you for half inning because I know you got a lot of things to do, and I don't want to interrupt everything else.
We'll go down and get ready for the trophy and all the stuff that goes on post-game. That's some of the more fun times of a commissioner's career. So.
Ground ball right side, but a run across. Jay, good to see you again. Thanks for everything. Appreciate it as always.
Thank you, Troy. I really appreciate you as well. Thank you.
All right. Bottom of the 4th, 5-0 Hanover.
This place has been a huge part of my life, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be moving forward. I'll always take a piece of the mountain with me. Whether in the classroom or on the field, my coaches and professors had my back and always pushed me to climb higher. Now, I can't wait to light the way for my students and help them achieve their dreams.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Hanover College. Founded in 1827, Hanover is Indiana's oldest private four-year college. Hanover is a nationally recognized liberal arts college with core strengths in the natural and life sciences, education, and business. This breathtaking 650-acre campus sits on a bluff above the Ohio River in Hanover, Indiana. Hanover's approach to the liberal arts allows students to combine their academic interests. Students can even design their own majors. Students have so many opportunities to try classes, clubs, and other activities to pursue their passions. Students connect and get involved in so many ways, whether it be through classes, meals, athletics, and clubs, or even campus jobs. You definitely can find your niche right here at Hanover. Hanover really does have a place for you to be yourself and be known. Welcome to Hanover College. This is the College Tour.
Back here in Kokomo, we move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Taylor, Monday, and Manning all due up as Hotman now has a 5-0 lead. The pitch inside for a ball. I want to remind you, today's game brought to you in part by Passion to Care. They are dedicating to help you care for a loved one. Passion to Care. Here's the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike. Taylor 0 for 1 today. The 1-1 pitch, blown outside. You see, I know there's a couple of fans right behind there. Now, a lot of them are actually sitting up in the shade, which I don't understand. I'd be out in the sun myself.
I would be out in the sun today.
Here's the 2-1. Into right field. Rodebush is there. 1 away. That'll bring up Monday.
So how was your conversation?
Excellent.
Yeah. Good. Jay's a good guy.
And he's right. If you're going to do Division III sports, a small college sport, you're going to put in a lot of time, and you better love what you're doing, right?
Yep. It's all about the student athlete.
It is. Here's the pitch. What you want to, and we all know this, is you want them in 10 or 15 years to look back and say how great of an experience it was.
You bet.
The 1-0.
One of the reasons why we founded this company, was a calling.
15 years later, right? Here we are. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss.
Been blessed. Been very blessed.
Monday completely fooled on that pitch. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out. His only time up. And now he's down in the count at 1-2. Low and inside. My biggest takeaway from this year's tournament is you had the only pass, and then when everybody else found him, we all have him out. We feel equal with you.
That's the take back?
We are equal with you now.
Okay.
It took that to get there. Here's the 2-2. Almost hit him.
My take back of this tournament is when you think you're down and out, you're not, because there's people there to lift you up and pick you up, and it's very patient. Because we've had a lot of tough things, and people have been very patient.
Outside, ball 4.
Because when electronics and things work well, it's really good.
Yeah.
When they don't, and you have to help everyone put together.
Well, you can't control what's going on in the atmosphere.
No, you can't. That's why we serve a mighty God.
That's right. Visit to the mound here by Christie, the third baseman, and also Douglas will go out.
How about the leadership of the third baseman go timeout? Settle down.
Yeah.
Here's what I want you to do.
Manning, the DH, singled his last time up. So far, just 2 hits for Transylvania, a team that averages 10 per game. Whatever the reason is, I know they had the good game on Friday that got them past Hanover, but the end of the year, in the last 5-6 games, Transy just has not been the same type of hitting team we have seen throughout the year. Manning and McElfresh had back-to-back base hits, and that pitch is in there for a strike. That was back in the second inning. Since then, they have had just 2 walks to get on base. Short lead by Monday at first.
Christie is almost like another coach out there at third base.
Yeah. Well, you would hope that your shortstop, your third baseman, whoever your upperclassmen are, will come over and, as you said, just kind of settle you down a little bit. There's one on the outside corner. That's a great pitch. No balls, 2 strikes. Now to Manning. The pitch. Fouled off. Good cut there by Manning. He'll stay alive. I'm going to make an observation here in a moment, okay?
Sure. Big pitch here.
There are 3 fans outside the fence. One under the scoreboard, one in center field, one over in right center.
Waiting for a home run ball.
Well, you know what? They're probably parents, moms and dads that don't want to be around all this because they can't. It's a lot of pressure to watch your kid play in a championship game.
You've been through that.
I have. Line drive in the gap. That'll fall in. Heading to third will be Monday. And now runners at first and third with 1 out, and perhaps.
Have they woken up?
They may have. Second hit by Manning. Here's McElfresh.
The bats are warming up.
when Sean was here yesterday, he talked about it as well, that the best thing he could do would be just to get away from everybody and watch the game. McElfresh 1 for 1. Chance to drive in a run here. That's going to be hit into right field. Base hit, 5-1. McElfresh 2 for 2. Now, something I said earlier that didn't come to fruition is it was easier at the bottom of the order. It's the bottom of the order now for Transylvania that's coming through.
And how long do you stay with your pitcher?
Bullpen's now up. So Hauptman giving up the walk and 2 base hits, and guess what? The walk came around to score. A visit to the mound.
This is a smart timeout.
Well, you already had the third baseman, the catcher come out. Now you got the coach coming out, gives him a chance to, again, let's get another voice in there. We'll reflect it a little bit more. And this also gives your bullpen a chance to get some throws in here before, if they make a change, he'll be ready to go.
Also, you got 3 days of data on this kid that's coming up the bat, right?
Yep.
You got three days of data, what his pitching selection was.
And you also have the regular season matchups that you had if you did see him.
Because every team has a book.
Oh, they got a big, thick book.
It may not be a book now. It may be a PC, but I guarantee you it's on there.
Well, they'll chart everything in the dugout, then they'll go back and put it in the PC. I know Steve Sackis sits at Earlham. He was always so active. He never really sat down. And every time their batter come up, he's moving guys around where they think it's going to be. So everybody else may not be as active as he is as a head coach standing out there, but somebody's doing it.
We have a coach in Indiana called Ed Ferigi who does the same thing from Cathedral. Never sits still.
There's a strike.
And he's the only coach I know that will coach third base and still know everything that's going on in the dugout.
0-1 to Dreher. Lined out his only time up. Pitches up high for a ball.
State of Indiana's playoffs are starting in about 3-4 weeks.
The stretch by Hauptman. And the pitch. Breaking ball lifted shallow right field. And going out, the second baseman, Perkins, can't get to it. Runners advance, and the bases are now loaded.
Wow.
Here come the Pioneers. Back-to-back-to-back base hits. And the top of the order, and Trent Paul. Paul is 0 for 2. Get the double play here. You can get out of the half inning, no damage done other than the 1 run by Monday.
They're going to play him a little deep in the outfield, though, Sean.
The pitch, called strike. Well, this is certainly a case if you're playing in deep, especially in left field where Osterling is keep everything in front of you. Hauptman's pitch gets away from Douglas, but the runners can't advance.
Smart, coach. Earlier during the tournament, maybe.
Not now.
No. You don't run yourself out in an inning.
No. Never want to make it out at home if you can avoid it. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Trent Paul. The stretch by Hauptman. Here's the pitch on the way, low.
His delivery is a little different than what it is early. He not falling all the way through, not bending the back.
Manning at third. McElfresh at second. Dreher's at first. The 2-1 pitch. Outside 3-1. Transylvania trying to rally. Here's the pitch. Up high, ball 4, and he walked in a run.
Guess what? 5-2.
5-2. Now 2 pitchers in the bullpen for the Panthers. Calvin Schubert. And here's where things get interesting. Schubert, 351 hitter. And Youngblood, 456.
Yep.
Mitchum, 345. You better be careful here if you're Hotman. Schubert, 0 for 1 with a walk. The pitch into center field. It's going to be caught by Carroll, tagging at third, and scoring will be McElfresh. It's 5-3.
With Youngblood coming at the bat. Big out.
Schubert, the sacrifice fly. Youngblood slowly making his way, walking in front of the catcher Douglas, as you see right there. Walked his last time up. He's 0 for 1. An excited bench in the dugout there for Transylvania.
Transylvania bullpen a little active.
Yep. The stretch by Hotman. The pitch. Ground ball. Perkins flips on to Danneman. They got the most dangerous hitter out. 3 runs across. We head to the 5th. 5-3 Hanover.
So I started working on Babcock Ranch 16 years ago. We designed a sustainable community that is also storm resilient, and also it has a ton of flood control associated with it. It has 75 megawatt solar facilities on site, which will cover the entire 18,000 acre community. In September of 2022, we had Hurricane Ian. We had 150 miles an hour sustained winds for about 10 hours and 21 inches of rain. Babcock really had little to no damage at all. We were the only place in a 2-county area that had any electric or any available drinking water that did not need to be boiled. And Rose really prepares you to go out, think outside the box, and problem solve. And I think for any major at Rose-Hulman, that's what you're getting. You have the ability to go out and create something new and innovate and change the way that we live as humans today.
Back here in Kokomo, 5-3 your score, and Matt Armstrong will now throw for Transylvania. 22 innings on the year, 20 hits, 9 runs all earned, 23 strikeouts and 15 walks. Comes in at 2-1 with an ERA of 3.68. Opposing teams hitting him at a 253 clip. But Coach, Transylvania got 3 runs. They were stagnant there for the first 3 innings, and then they finally get something going. It'll be interesting to see on the other side if the Panthers will go to their bullpen, and Hotman could be done for the day.
Yeah, but what you do now, you bring in a pitcher and say, okay, now it's you, get us through this. You know, because you're going to use everybody.
One thing will help as well as a pitcher is that now the hitters have to readjust to a new pitcher. As Christie will lead things off, followed by Raudebush and Farnsley. Christie has doubled, scored 2 runs. He has a stolen base to his credit, and opens up with a strike.
If you're Transylvania right now, you just want to get it 3 up, 3 down. Get back ready to hit again.
Armstrong with the high leg kick and the pitch, missed outside. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch, missed inside. 3 runs in the first by the Panthers, a run in the third, a run in the fourth. The pitch, grounded toward the third baseman, foul. And we'll go to 2-2. Each team with 5 hits. The shift is on as Mitchum now behind the bag at second, so he has moved over. Pitch outside, 3-2. So they're really expecting Christie to pull this one. His last hit, though, was to center field. The payoff pitch on the way got him swinging. One away, and that'll bring up Raudebush. Good pitch there by Armstrong. Eric, by the way, sacrifice fly in the first inning, lined out in the third inning. Again, has an RBI to his credit. And the pitch by Armstrong is fouled off. Armstrong gets the sign from Dreyer. The pitch on the way, grounded foul right side. So quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. This time, Youngblood, the shift a little bit on the other way, but Youngblood is still on the shortstop side of second base. But he has really played up the middle. There's a big hole between second and third.
And they're playing deep. They're playing the hop.
Pitch outside.
That didn't miss by much.
No. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Just outside, 2-2. Here's the break-even pitch. Got him. Back-to-back strikeouts for Armstrong. And again, that's back to the whole thing, the adjusting to a new pitcher.
You're beginning to feel the momentum a little bit.
Yeah, change
just a little bit.
Yeah. Here's Farnsley. I have a feeling we're going to see a new pitcher, though, for Hanover.
Bullpen is really active.
There have been 2 right-handers throwing, and they'll be ready to go. The pitch on the way is a called strike. Farnsley, a sacrifice fly back in the first inning and an RBI, walk in the third. The 0-1. A little bit high. Now the 1-1 pitch. Off the end of the bat.
Oh, look at that play.
Snags it, throws to first for the final out. Give him a gold glove on that one. 1-2-3 inning for the first time today. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Back here, as you see, the bullpen still active for Hanover, but Hauptman will come back in for another inning of work here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Today's game brought to you in part by Officially Human. Their mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the field and the court. Thanks to our officials, because without them, we don't play. Mitchum, Taylor, Monday all due up, bottom of the 5th. 3 runs across in the 4th for Transylvania. And that's where we stand at 5-3. Get a look at Mitchum, 0 for 2 here this afternoon. Mitchum came in at .345, team best 68 runs driven in. Swings at the first pitch, hits it foul. Now he swung at the first pitch in the 3rd inning and he flew out to Osterling in left field. So Hauptman set to throw. Here's the 0-1. Just outside.
He's throwing some heat. I don't know if we got the gun on today, but.
Well, he's also thrown 71 pitches. That's hit foul. Those numbers starting to add up.
Yeah, we're in the middle of the 5th, though. Is that about normal? You want to be in about 50s, 60s? Mid-60s?
Probably down here, yeah. Here's the 1-2. Popped him up, right side. McCoy in foul territory is there, makes the catch, got a big out there.
A lot of foul territory behind home plate.
That'll bring up Taylor. Taylor 0 for 2.
What a ballpark. Beautiful ballpark here. Jackrabbits play here during the summer.
They're going to be busy here pretty soon.
Talked to Nate today. Their first 5 games are at home at the end of the month.
And by the way, if you're anywhere around the area, I mean, it's only an hour from my house basically to get here from Indianapolis, so it's not a long drive. Pitch in there for a strike.
Got a playground for the kids, got a great concession stand, and really some picnic areas back there and there I just saw.
Yep. Lined up the middle, base hit. Taylor took it right back where it came from, and he'll get his first hit of the day, and that'll bring up Walter Monday. Now, here's where it's been surprising. Monday through Dreyer, they've been on base 6 out of 8 times.
Yeah.
Monday walked and scored in the 4th. Houtman comes set. The pitch on the way, missed it low. Bullpen still active.
It's going to stay active the rest of the day.
The 1-0 pitch could be 2. Danneman flips on to Perkins. The turn and not in time to get the runner. They do get the lead runner for out number 2, and that'll bring up Manning.
How about the catcher running down all the way down? Great hustle.
You know, I'm not so sure there at Danneman, as close as that ball was to second base.
To take it himself?
Take it himself. I think the flip probably cost him a double play right there, and I would imagine if Danneman goes himself, he gets 2.
Monday's awful quick.
Manning, 2 for 2, a run scored. Pitch inside. You can kind of tell Hotman wanted that one, too.
Mm-hmm.
The 1-0 pitch missed outside. Again, we know the guy behind the plate been a little bit tight when we saw him behind the plate earlier.
Consistent.
But you know what to expect,
yes.
Right? 2 balls, no strikes.
Talked to their observer today, and he says, you know, this crew right here has so many years experience. We're very fortunate to have crews like this in the Heartland.
The 2-0 up high, 3-0.
Because they're working for a position for the next level as well to get advance in the tournament. Young man that worked the plate last night will advance, was told today.
3 balls and no strikes. Outside corner.
And just to wrap the button on that one is we need officials. You know, we say that all the time. Sportsmanship is very important. You get interested, get involved.
3 balls, 1 strike, 2 away. The pitch on the way is lifted foul.
Because most of these guys got their start doing Little League and then some high school and now in this level of baseball. You did this for a while. I did this for a while.
I did. The pay was too good, so I got out of it.
Yeah, that's why I got out of it. My coaching decree.
Yeah.
I got out of coaching.
I don't like
too.
being in that higher tax bracket, driving Bentley like
is that
you
what
have
it is?
One. Yeah.
Okay.
Runner takes off, payoff pitch, low and inside for ball 4. Runners now at first and second.
He flips his bat, almost hit the umpire in the head.
McElfresh, 2 for 2. They are being very patient with Houtman, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, tells you how they feel about their bullpen right now.
I say that.
And here comes Coach.
Yep. Well, let's see if they're going to make a move right here.
Looks like they are.
Yep, pitching change coming. We'll tell you about the new pitcher here in a moment. Well, they haven't.
Well, he hasn't made a commitment yet, has he?
No, they have not.
No, we'll stay here.
Well, I am.
Oh, I'm
I gotta
shocked.
tell you, I am too.
He must have left that up to the player.
Well, the reliever was coming in. That's why we were ready to take a break. You see him going back in the
catcher immediately waved him like, no, don't cross the line yet. Let me talk to coach.
Yeah. McElfresh, 2 for 2. Well, let's see if the gamble's going to pay off.
You got to trust your kids, right? I can do this, coach. Let me do it.
No, I don't trust him.
In between innings, I'm going to talk to Coach Jeff and see what he would have done.
I don't trust kids. All right, here we go. McElfresh again swinging a hot bat right here. The stretch by Hotman and the pitch is a breaking ball called strike.
He gets him out, he'll feel pretty good about it.
He'll look like a genius. Here's the 0-1. That got him fired up.
Mm-hmm. Momentum. Big momentum piece.
All right, this is big both ways. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. And the pitch. That one blooped toward the first baseman. McCoy will make the catch off the turf, step on the bag, and the rally is over. We head to the 6th. Hanover leads it by 2.
Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
The chess match that was played moments ago in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 runners on base, eventually won by Hanover as Hauptman able to get that final out. And the guys in the press box were making a good point. It's kind of hard for us to look down there and go, we know this team. We really don't. Your coach knows them better than anybody.
Yep.
So he trusted Hauptman to get the job done. And us in the media, we always second-guess everybody, don't we? I mean, really, we do.
Well, I've been second-guessed 3 or 4 times today already.
More than that.
Yeah, okay. Well, and it's not even 1:30 yet.
So there's plenty of time for us to pile it on, isn't there?
Yes, sir.
All right, Douglas, Osterling, McCoy, 6th inning, 5-3 your score.
Where else would you want to be on a beautiful sunny day on Mother's Day?
On a beach in Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay. But then second here, okay? Douglas 0 for 2. Armstrong's pitch on the way is off the end of the bat foul.
I noticed you got a standing ovation when the camera crew saw you today.
Well, I tried to sneak in the VIP entrance, but you were already there, so all the autograph. You notice you got all those new baseballs to sign again today. That's good. Had mine taken away. Here's the 0-1 pitch outside.
Well, they like my X better than yours.
They did. You do a good X.
Well, takes talent.
Pretty soon you'll have 2 X's on that ball, huh?
Because of my
Your
age.
first name and last name.
Oh.
The 1-1 pitch. Unless you're kind of like those one-name singers and they like Cher and all that.
No.
You're just
Coach.
big. You just big K or something like that, right?
I should just put a C.
Yeah. 2-1 pitch outside, 3-1. My rapper name is T. Roy. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. I didn't know you could rap.
3 balls and a strike. And the pitch. And he will walk Douglas to lead things off here in the 6th inning. That'll bring up Osterling. Singled and scored in the 4th inning. Third walk now given up by Transylvania pitching. At this stage, Transylvania, you had momentum. You don't want to give it back right here as that pitch hits him. 9 yesterday. We've got 2 more today. Am I correct about that?
That's correct.
That's 11 in 2 games. Here's McCoy. McCoy 0 for 2, struck out in the 4th inning. This, by the way, is his first look at Armstrong, and we have a visit to the mound.
They just got up on the bullpen, so let's see how long this will take.
You can always tell when the bullpen just got up because it's a slow walk out.
Oh, yeah.
But when he's ready to yank somebody, most coaches are a beeline out there and
speed walk.
Yeah, give me the ball and get out of here.
And if he starts jogging, you know you're in trouble already.
Yeah, you might as well run the other way.
Yeah, there's the bullpen. What a great shot there.
That shot would not have been possible under the direction of Keith Myers because he would have been out there. You did that whole thing the other day. The foul ball's going to get it here. And, you know, we broke it down with the Rose-Hulman guys that it was a 2 million to 1 odds.
Yeah.
But you were ready to pull the plug.
Well, that just tells you how good our producer and directors are. Jerry Collins, a wizard, knows exactly what he's doing.
All right, short meeting. McCoy shows bunt and bunts foul.
I think I'm going to dedicate 4 chapters on my book just from the wizard. Of all the things he has done.
What's the name of this book? You haven't come up with the name.
Oh, the name of the book?
Yeah.
Yeah. We did it.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty original.
My wife is helping me write it.
Really?
Yeah.
So I have a feeling she's doing all the writing.
She is.
Yeah.
Me write?
Here's the 0-1 again, and the pitch up high gets away from Dreher. Runners will take off, throw to third, not in time. Another mistake here by Transylvania. Now runners at second and third. That should be scored, I believe. A pass ball there on your catcher. Looked like he had a glove on it. Though I don't agree, being a former catcher, they never make mistakes.
Well, I tell you what, Blake has been on it all weekend long.
Yes, he has.
Our official scorekeeper and the boss in the booth.
Booth, yes. Pitch up high.
It's that crew, our crew has been nothing but fabulous.
And they're from what, 3 schools?
Yes.
Yeah. The cohesion over there is fantastic. Ground ball off the glove of Paul. They'll have a play at third, though, and they throw it away. Run scores. Runners at first and third. Paul got a glove on it, could not snag it, and then he had to get back up and get over to third to try to make a play, and then the throw goes off his glove. So now 6-3. McCoy will get credit for the single and a run driven in.
That was a shot.
So now, by the way, you noticed on that last defensive position by Transy, they were bringing the infield in on the right side. He'll offer on this one, so Perkins falls behind and no balls and a strike.
Do you squeeze here?
You do.
Oh, I know I do, but.
No, I'm bunting right side, if anything. And if he's available to score, I'll take it. Oh, 0-2. There's a
correction.
I think that was a timed out thing, wasn't it?
No, that's the count.
Here's the pitch. Ooh, 1-2. Six-3 lead. Armstrong. Line, base hit, left field, 7-3. Perkins, 3 for 3 today at the bottom of the order for Hanover.
You gotta love that, right? As a coach?
Well, you got 2 runs back now. That'll bring up Carroll at the top of the order.
Maybe you bat him ninth because you know he can hit, and he's your extra leadoff hitter.
Well, he's done it today. The pitch. Bunted third base side, but bunted foul. Carroll 0 for 2 with a run scored. He walked back in the first inning. Armstrong has now thrown 28 pitches. Moberly had 46. Patton had 32. There's still no outs. The pitch. In there for a strike. You'll see Taylor charging at first if Carroll does it again, but being 0-2, I doubt he's going to try to bunt it one more time. Carroll is a .332 hitter coming in. 7-3 your score. Pitch is outside. One ball, 2 strikes. Runners at first and second. Still no outs here in the top of the 6th inning. The pitch. Outside. Armstrong sailed through the 5th. Comes into the 6th inning. A walk, a hit batter. They both come back and score. There's that same pattern we see.
Same scenario that we've seen all tournament.
Break-even pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch that time by Armstrong to get Carroll.
Big out.
Now it'll bring up Jake Danneman. Danneman a single. 1 for 2, a run scored.
He's one of the runs that scored in the first inning.
Yep, 1 of 3. Stretch by Armstrong. Check of the runner at second, and the pitch down the middle for a strike. Still a right-hander throwing in the bullpen for the Panthers. The 0-1, grounded left side, could be trouble. Deep in the hole, backhanded by Armstrong, but no play. Bases loaded. Danneman gets his second base hit. He's been on base 3 times. And that'll bring up Alex Christie.
How about Youngblood tracking that ball down?
Well, he got to it quickly, but nowhere to go with the baseball.
Well, I was not going to take that guy to go to send him home.
No. Not with 1 out, and you can play station to station. You got a .373 hitter at the plate. Christie 1 for 3, has scored twice. Dreyer setting up on the outside portion of the plate, and the pitch right where he wanted it. Christie struck at his last time up. In fact, his first strikeout for Armstrong was Christie. The stretch and the pitch outside. Count even a 1-1 strike. Winner of this gets the automatic bid to the NCAA Division III tournament. And they'll find out their fate on Monday. The 1-1. High in the air, shallow right field. McElfresh is there. Not enough for the runner at third to tag, so everybody retreats to the respective bases, and that's a big out, so 2 away, and that'll bring up now Eric Rodebush. 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. Eric does have an RBI today. Left-handed hitter steps in, bases loaded. Chance again to do some damage. Armstrong's pitch on the way, swing and a miss on a breaking pitch. Rodebush back in, here's the 0-1. Into center field, hit well. Schubert is there to make the catch, the end of threat. 2 runs across, headed to the bottom of the 6th, 7-3.
Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Well, we'll have a new pitcher as Jaden Seamer will now come in for the Panthers here in the bottom half of inning number 6. Seamer making his 16th appearance. 12 1/3 innings this year with 16 hits, 17 runs, 13 earned, 18 strikeouts, and 13 walks. Has an ERA of 9.49, no record this year, and opposing teams are hitting him at 291. So the first move in the bullpen now for the Panthers. Hotman, 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 2 strikeouts, and 5 walks. He is still the pitcher of record winning-wise.
Well, he can't lose it.
No.
All he can do is win it.
And I'm sure he's hoping that's the case. So now it's up to the bullpen. Dreher to lead things off, followed by Paul and Schubert here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The ever so infamous Hampton Inn and Suites trivia question. Coach Chuck will bring it today.
Yes, sir. You got him out of the bullpen.
Heard he's got a lot of saves in his career. He's saving you, by the way. You were the starter, and we went and got a new pitcher. Dreher, 1 for 2. Nearly hits him.
Not dead here if you're Transy. You're not dead yet. You got plenty of time.
Well, not close with the first 2 pitches. And this guy's gonna be the short leash, I guarantee you. His numbers right now, when we talked about a little bit ago, I mean, he just doesn't have a whole lot of innings to work with this year. So with a 9.49 ERA, I'm not waiting a long time. Hit foul.
This is called a tweener, right? In between the now and the Indy game, before you bring in your closer.
Well, you know what? It's a real short tweener, if that's what you want to call it. 3-1. Your job now is to hold until.
And throw strikes.
That's fouled away. I'm not so sure, and I don't know what Seamer throws, but I'm looking for myself. I'm throw fastballs. I'm just going to keep throwing them. I'm fresh. We haven't seen him all tournament that I can remember.
All right, we haven't seen him yet.
So whatever you got, throw it hard. Payout pitch, and it's over his head, ball 4. That's the one thing you don't want to do. We have seen this come back and bite you in the rear end too many times in this tournament. Here's Trent Paul. If you don't believe us, just go back and look at all the games and watch them and see how many times we talked about it.
One particular is the Anderson-Rose-Holman game.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, congratulations to all 6 teams that made it here to this tournament.
1 ball, no strikes to the leadoff hitter, Trent Paul. 0 for 2 with a walk. Ball 2.
Oh.
And this meeting is also to settle him down a little bit, but I think number 2, they told him to go out there and talk to him, give that bullpen a chance to get warm a little bit longer.
Got 2 active in there.
2 righties.
Head home umpire, make sure we get him credit for a conference.
2 balls, no strikes.
Whoa!
3-0. He will not make it past this guy if he walks it. Seamer comes set, and the pitch.
Not even close.
And I think we're going to see a visit right here.
There's the speed walk that we were talking about.
Yep, we're going to go to the bullpen. So a change right here, a new pitcher for the Panthers. We'll tell you about that pitcher next.
Every person has a story waiting to be told. Mr. Jack comes in every Monday.
Yeah, that's right.
One day I noticed his hat said he was a Korean War veteran. I asked him if he'd ever been to the Korean War Memorial.
No, I never had a chance to go.
That was the day I knew we had to do whatever it took to get him there.
Manny made it happen. I got to go to Washington, D.C. to all the memorials. The World War II Memorial, Naval Memorial, Korean War Memorial. Took all kind of pictures and everything, and it was a good trip, too.
I'm glad that I could be a part of Mr. Jack's story.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN. We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Today's game brought to you in part by Boilermaker Local 374, where they represent highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. If you'd like more information or to start your career, give them a call at 219-845-1000.
Bullpen's still active.
It's going to be. By the way, Wyatt Prather in the ball game. 15th appearance, 24 and a third innings, 30 hits, 25 runs, 23 earned. This is a concern. 20 strikeouts, 20 walks, 8.51 ERA. He's 2-2, and opposing teams are hitting at .316. He is out of Bishop Chatard High School in Indianapolis.
Played for Mike Harmon.
Well, he might want to channel some Mike Harmon wisdom.
Oh,
right
let me
here.
tell you, Coach Harmon can coach, can't he?
Yes, he can.
He's great guy.
Because right now, the heart of the order coming up. And Prather's got to find a way to put out the Flames.
Coach Harmon might be watching our broadcast.
The pitch.
Miss.
Ball. Now there's a lefty throwing in the bullpen along with a right-hander for Hanover. Runners at first and second, no outs. The stretch by Prather and the pitch. There's the strike. Coach, it's all about throwing strikes.
It is.
Schubert walked in the first inning, grounded out in the third, sacrifice fly in the fourth, a swing and a miss.
Blew it by him. You know how hard it is to hit a ball with a metal rod?
It's not easy. The 1-2. Lifted foul and out of play. We'll say 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Jerry sent me a video about that. It's a very fascinating piece.
Well, especially when you consider all the dynamics and everything involved in round on round.
See, I can't figure it out. That's above my pay grade.
Well, I had a 4.0 in school.
I got you.
The stretch and the 1-2 pitch. Grounded up the middle. Danneman flips on to Perkins. Turns and safe at first. They got 1. Now they'll bring up Youngblood. Youngblood, you would say maybe is due right here. He's 0 for 2 with a walk.
Took the words right out of my mouth. I was afraid to say that, but he is. He's really due to.
That's the last thing you want to hear if you're a
Panther
fan of the Panthers. And now Prather got 1. He can get a double play here and get out of this half inning. Things are getting interesting once again. The pitch outside for a ball.
You can hear the pop.
Well, here's one thing, Coach. You do not want to throw him a ball that he can extend those arms.
And the wind is blowing cross and out.
So as a left-handed hitter, could be tough. Low for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. By the way, there's a couple of more parents out in the outfield. They can't take it anymore. The 2-0. Hit well. That's going to get in for a base hit. 1 run will score. Heading to third will be Schubert, and there is the hitting of Youngblood that they needed. Youngblood driving in a run. Still just 1 out. 7-4 your score.
And here's a conference.
He just said, now Mitchum, hit the ball out of the ballpark.
What I love is he grabs the helmet, talks to him face to face.
This is what he did the other night. If we get a chance to see it, there was the end of the play. But the grand slam, this is the one that
put them over the top.
He will go down in history on that one.
He will watch that replay until he's probably 75 years old.
At least. And the story will get bigger, too, as he goes.
Oh, of course it does.
Mitchum 0 for 3 as he do as well. The pitch. Lined into right center field. Base hit. 7-5. Heading to third will be Youngblood. They're going to send him. The throw comes back in, but not in time. 7-6 your score. How about Mitchum? And Youngblood with the speed all the way from first base.
Youngblood, no doubt. A coach was waving him, but there was no doubt. You could tell that when he was rounding second base.
Yeah. And when the helmet came on, there was no coming back.
Well, that's the extra speed. The aerodynamics is shot now.
That's right.
Now are they going to walk him?
Well, here is Austin Taylor, and I think they will, to try to set up a possible double play.
And you bring Monday up. He hasn't done bad today.
Monday's been on base twice, scored a run.
I mean, Youngblood was burning it.
3 runs across.
God, that's a game.
Guess what started all of it?
Walk.
A walk. Pitch outside. Still just one away. Prather with a pitch. Inside corner.
The parent that's out in right center field is walking. There's not going to be any sidewalk left.
No. The stretch and the 1-1 pitch. Outside. Boy, I hate pitching behind in the count.
Oh, went to the back door. No answer. That'd been a big out. Caught him off guard there.
Yep.
Got to have your head on a swivel right now.
Runners at first and second. Monday back in, the pitch on the way. Lifted down the left field line, and it is going to be a foul ball.
By probably 3 to 4 inches.
You know what I liked about that for Transylvania? The runners were taken off. I know there was one out, but they could see that Osterling had a long way to go to get it. Even if he did, you had a chance to come back and get back to base.
Yeah, a lot farther than what I thought. First guess. Close.
2 balls, 2 strikes. That is a courtesy throw down to second.
But once you make that move and you turn, you really do need to throw that throw.
Might as well. Break-even pitch. Got him. Big out. Here's Manning. By the way, when you see Prather looking at the wristband, he has a scouting report on all these players.
Well, he's got communication, and they can tell you what to throw.
But he also knows.
Oh yeah,
right there.
There's stars and dots and
squiggly lines. Manning been on base 3 times, a home run cut right there, and he's down 0-1.
He's your DH. Yeah, the technology of this game in the last couple of years has vastly improved for pitcher and catcher.
The stretch by Prather. The pitch. Inside and a little bit high. We'll go to 1 ball, 1 strike.
I'm surprised he was that patient with that ball.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Sailed over his head.
He's like, walks out and goes, man.
Manning's like, I got to take a break after that one. There's nothing, again, now it was a little bit high, but there's nothing like around the face area. You hear that sizzle coming from a fastball. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 runners on, 2 away. Prather misses.
I would go ahead. No, when you got 2 outs.
What are you going to do?
Squeeze? I would go ahead and walk him the rest of the way, but
not with
I'm not going to give him anything
next.
Good to hit, though.
Yeah, but McElfresh 2 for 3. Missed it.
Good lordy.
Will the walk now hurt Hanover here in the bottom of the 6th inning? McElfresh has singled twice, grounded out once, and of course with 2 outs, we're going to have a visit to the mound, but with 2 outs on the hit, people are going to take off. But before that happens, we're going to the bullpen yet one more time for the Panthers.
Active athlete looking for enhanced performance, comfort, and recovery? Then Skins is the perfect choice for you. Our revolutionary sports compression product provides better oxygen flow in your muscles, helps reduce fatigue and pain from intense physical activity, allowing athletes to push their boundaries and perform better.
Skins helps keep everything, including you, on track.
So don't wait any longer. Get your Skins now and experience unbeatable performance.
Take your game to the next level with Skins.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine.
All right, guys. Look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get him.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Are you ready?
To climb higher.
At Mount St. Joseph University, we think you are. With new state-of-the-art facilities, expert coaches and mentors, our top-ranked teams will provide the perfect challenge to test your skills.
But it's not just about winning.
It's about becoming the best version of yourself.
That's what we're all about.
Here at the Mount.
Well, we're going to see a relatively unknown right here as Jack Woodard out of Westfield High School will enter the contest. 3 1/3 innings this year. This is only his 5th appearance, giving up 6 hits, 2 runs, no earned runs, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks.
Look at this delivery.
And it is the Kent Tuculve, Dan Quisenberry, Bruce Sutter type delivery, all in one. This is hard for hitters, though, to see that coming like that, where that is almost underhanded. So I'll be curious to see how this is going to work out.
Carmel High School graduate, correct?
Westfield.
Westfield
From
High School.
Carmel, yeah. McElfresh will get a fresh look at a new pitcher. Bases loaded, still 2 away, and this is hit in the air. Shallow center. Carroll coming on, and he'll make the catch, and how about that? Woodard, 1 pitch, 1 out. 3 runs across. We moved to the 7th, a 1-run ball game.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
We know he's Coach Chuck, though. Back once again here in Kokomo. Coach Chuck Murray's going to join us. We call him Coach Chuck now. We've been here so long, we know you almost personally. You're going to take over and do our trivia question for today, and we hope it's certainly better than what we've had, because we have, if I may say, had some real stinkers, if I can just tell you that.
Well, it's kind of one of them for the old folks out there, so it's going to be from 1968, so
Okay.
That's way back in the day. 1968 was the year of the pitcher. Bob Gibson had a 1.12 ERA. Denny McClain won 31 games. So in the World Series, the Tigers and Cardinals matched up. Gibson had 17 strikeouts in the first game. But the question is, he won 2 games in that World Series. The Tigers won 4 games of 3. Denny McClain did not win 3 games for the Tigers in that World Series. Who was the starting pitcher that won 3 games for the Tigers in the 68 World Series?
Okay. Does anybody know? No. They were. None of those guys were alive down there.
Yeah, I know. That's
so,
tough for them.
Yeah.
So, like I said, but for some of us old folks up here.
So 1968, who won 3 games for the Tigers? Was it, gosh, who would that have been in 68?
He's someone you would have heard of. It's not some obscure guy you never heard of.
By the way, we're heading to the 7th inning. Let me think for just a second, because I'm trying to think who was on that Tigers team.
And if you need a hint, I can give you a hint.
Give me a hint.
All right. He's left-handed.
Left-handed. Pitch in there for a strike. You know what? You're going to tell it to me, and I'm going to know it.
Any shot? And he shot.
All right, who what?
Mickey Lolich.
Mickey Lolich. Yes.
Mickey Lolich.
Of course.
You know, Gibson came in with all the accolades, and rightfully so, but Mickey Lolich. And Denny McClain, 31-game winner, and so he gets that. So I guess I stumped the Schwab here or something like that.
I was a card collector, and I had tons of Mickey Lolich cards.
Yep.
You think I know that?
Yeah, well, I got you guys.
Thanks, Coach Chuck.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it as always. Mickey Lolich.
Let me tell you, if we're back next year, that guy's sitting in the booth.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
3 balls and 1 strike now to the leadoff hitter, Bob Carroll. Off the end of the bat, foul.
When we come back next year, I should say.
Take that back, Farnsley. Yeah, when we come back.
We got to get Coach in the booth. Just his stories have been a lot of fun this year.
Yeah.
But he did bring a rain delay once.
He did, yeah. Here is the payoff pitch, hit foul. Farnsley today, 0 for 1, has a walk and a sacrifice. Mickey Lolich. I'm going to go back and start looking at some of that from my childhood because I'm forgetting all this.
We were 8 and 9 years old.
I was 8. Yeah.
Thanks, Troy.
Pitch inside, ball 4.
You know, you fight back here, and then you give up this walk. You got to put a 0 here the rest of the day.
So that'll bring up Reed Douglas. Douglas walked and scored 1 of 2 runs in the 6th inning. So how about Transy coming back with 3 runs in the 6th? Make this a 1-run ball game. There's a strike.
Sean Kroll just texted in and said Mickey Lolich.
There's nothing Sean Kroll doesn't know about baseball.
I just wonder if he texted before Coach gave us the answer.
Ground ball. Could be 2. Youngblood to Mitchum. The turn throwing wide, and it'll stay in play, which is a break right there for Transylvania.
You got to take your time.
That'll bring up Osterling.
Fortunately for them, it did not go in the dugout or outside.
Yeah. Osterling has scored a couple of runs today, had a base hit back in the 4th inning. Was hit by pitch, scored in the 6th inning, and struck out back in inning number 2. The pitch, called strike.
It's nice that Sean took his wife to Kentucky Fried Chicken and brought it home and watched the big screen TV today after church.
It's a good place to go.
Father's Day.
KFC.
Mother's Day,
yeah. But he's a big spender like that.
Yeah, big time.
Runner takes off. Hit in the air. It could be trouble for McElfresh, who was playing it shallow. Hits off the bottom of the wall. Douglas rounding third. They're going to send him home. Here's the relay. Tag
got him.
On safe.
Oh!
We'll get another look at it. I think he got in.
Hand beat him.
Big hit by Osterling. Slow-mo.
He's there.
Eight, 6. Here's McCoy. Off the end of the bat, right side. First baseman Taylor lays on the tag. Osterling advancing on to third. We have 2 away. Perkins 3 for 3 today for Hanover. Armstrong now with a pitch, called strike. Bang, bang play. We saw that last year, didn't we?
Anderson.
At the plate. Pitch outside.
Anderson, Transylvania.
Yeah. I think they've seen enough of those, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
But on the other side, you really like the aggressiveness of Hanover. The 1-1 pitch. Blowing outside. Sterling at third after the big base hit. Here's the pitch on the way, hit foul. Two balls and 2 strikes. Break-even pitch on the way. Line drive caught by the shortstop, Youngblood. A run across, head to the bottom of the 7th, 8-6.
Poached egg on avocado toast.
Ew. Your flash fried porgy over chips.
Ew.
Your fresh Maine lobster with microgreens.
When the only thing your 8-year-old will eat is waffles.
She's fine. She's fine. Your waffles, milady.
It matters where you stay.
Yum.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
A good engineer, a good mathematician, a good scientist can identify problems.
But in order to be a great scientist or engineer, you've got to have curiosity and you've got to have creativity. And that's what's going to set you apart.
You can't teach curiosity. You just need to encourage your students to be curious. Curious in anything that they do. Curious so that it brings out the innovations, the new ideas.
Taking a look at it right here, and it's really hard to tell.
But there's the tag, and his hands is already across home plate because home plate's right there.
So it's right behind him. See, I think he might have gotten him after you look at it that way. Really would love to see it from the top, but that would be the one angle you can kind of tell whether he got his hand in there before the tag was laid on.
Still great camera work by our guys.
Head to the bottom of the 7th inning. 8-6 your score. Woodard back in for another inning of work.
3-1 pitch in the 6th. There you go.
I didn't see it. Hold on a second. Pitch getting away from the catcher.
Here we go, right here, Greg, Troy. He's safe.
Yep.
Good call. Great call. Great angle. Good job. Thanks, guys.
Line foul. Look out. Dreyer. Base hit and run scored today.
That's why we bring the best in the business right there.
So that was a perfect shot right there. Go Chuck. Woodard's pitch. I really tell you right now, and I could be completely wrong about this, they're going to have a hard time picking him up because you're seeing everything over the top.
Now
he's
sliding
literally underneath.
Yeah, he's
now.
touching the ground almost, isn't he?
It's one of those where you're trying to locate that baseball now from there. The pitch angle is so much different to try to be good as a hitter on this, and you haven't seen him. There's, again, probably no scouting report on him either. I say that to get a base hit. Hanover fans are like, hey, shut up.
We have a few of them viewing today.
Trent Paul will step up.
Coach Finn from Cathedral High School is watching today. Thanks for the coverage, she's asked. Great job, fellas.
Paul's walked twice, 0 for 2. Woodard with the pitch. Swing and a miss. Dreher short lead down at first base. Swing and a miss again. See, now there's an instance where I think you're just, again, having a hard time picking up the location of the baseball from where it's coming from. Actually surprised Woodard hasn't pitched a whole lot this year. The 0-2. Fly ball down the right side and out of play. You do not see many pitchers that do this anymore.
No.
Everybody thought it was cool back in the day, you know, when you had the Quisenberries and those guys
well, it's
doing
hard.
It is hard. Well, if it were easy, everybody would do it, right?
Good point.
No balls, 2 strikes. It's low. I consider when you think about something like that, you got to work on it almost all the time. That's almost like trying to throw a knuckleball anymore. You don't see that anymore either. The 1-2. Fly ball, shallow right field. And diving and unable to get it is Perkins. It'll get away from Perkins. On to third will be Dreher. The throw not in time. Now runners at first and third. That'll bring up now Schubert. Well, what a championship game we're seeing here today.
What a thrill.
You thought maybe at one point where Hanover led 5-0, it's like, uh-oh. But
they're going to coast, but welcome to the HCAC, right?
Yeah. No lead is safe. That ought to be their new slogan. Schubert steps up. Here's the pitch. Rip foul left side.
I like our slogan where you always have a front row seat. You just had great front row seats of the shots that our camera guys given you in this game.
Where you always have a front row seat where the lead is never safe.
There you go.
If you leave for a half inning, you're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
Schubert, no balls and a strike. The stretch by Woodard. And the pitch. Popped him up in the infield. Easy play right here for Danneman. There's one away. Here's Youngblood. Boy, now
this is the guy you want at the bat.
Exactly. But you're not going to get the pitcher you want. We have a new pitcher coming in for the Panthers. We'll tell you who he is next.
Egg on avocado toast.
Ew. Your flash fried porgy over chips.
Ew.
Your fresh main lobster with microgreens.
When the only thing your 8-year-old will eat is waffles.
She's fine. She's fine. Your waffles, milady.
It matters where you stay.
Yum.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
A good engineer, a good mathematician, a good scientist can identify problems.
But in order to be a great scientist or engineer, you've got to have curiosity and you've got to have creativity. And that's what's going to set you apart.
You can't teach curiosity. You just need to encourage your student to be curious. Curious in anything that they do. Curious so that it brings out the innovations, the new ideas.
New pitcher, John Gerard will step in. This is his, by the way, first relief appearance of the year.
But we saw him the other day.
Threw 8,000 pitches.
No, what? He has not thrown 8,000 pitches.
Well, it seemed like he did.
Okay.
82 in the third inning, 64 hits, 36 runs, 28 earned, 85 strikeouts, and 26 walks.
He threw 147 pitches.
Close enough in baseball terms.
My goodness.
6-2 on the year with a 3.07 ERA. Team batting average against him, 211. But then remember, Coach, it's different being a reliever than a starter, and you're inheriting now 2 runners on base.
Well, and you're going to face the best hitter
in the league.
in the league. That's right.
Maybe
Might be
D3
percentage,
right?
In D3.
Yeah.
Boy, that's okay. We'll do it. We're not partial. We're the HCAC network. Best pitcher in the league.
But the thing is, it's not hyping it though.
No, that's true.
I mean, he's that good.
Best D3 league in the country right here in the HCAC.
The pitch on the way is a called strike. Now they bring him in, Gerard, because you have lefty-lefty matchup. 2-run lead, but the go-ahead run is at the plate, and Trent Youngblood. The pitch outside.
Can you imagine waking up this morning and saying, by the way, if we need you, can you go? Yeah, my arm's fine, Coach.
He's like, I'll go.
Oh, yeah.
Shakes off the first 2 signs there from Douglas. There you see Youngblood. The pitch lifted high, left side. See if it's going to stay in play, and it'll hit the top of the fence. So we'll go to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
3 players went after that play, went after that ball. They wanted that out.
You know what? They weren't just going after it. They were
sprinting after it.
All 3 look like Ronaldo and Nehemiah right there.
Yep.
Heading out there trying to get that one. 1-2. This guy has a sweet swing. 1-2 pitch. Low and outside. 2-2. Paul at first. Dreher down at third. The stretch by Gerard and the pitch. Swing and a miss. What a strikeout.
Here's the guy I'm a little concerned about, though.
Mitchum?
Yeah, he's the one that's brought the electricity and the fireworks today.
He does it again. Mitchum today, 1 for 4, 2 runs driven in. Hits it foul, and you would have caught that one.
Yes, sir, I had it.
But now Gerard ahead in the count. You will hear a roar either way here.
Yeah. We'll just let you hear the play.
Oh, 1-2. Games like this is kind of sad to see somebody lose. Fly ball, shallow left, Danneman out. Coming in will be Osterling, makes the catch. The threat is over. We head to the 8th. Hanover leads it by 2.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Side, Carroll, Danneman, and Christie all due up now for the Panthers, who still hold on to a 2-run lead. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
We want to thank our production team, as we have had a puff piece for every team in the conference during this whole entire tournament.
1-1 pitch, hit foul.
If you're looking for an education, you cannot go wrong for the HCAC.
Carroll today 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. But how big was the pitching for Hanover in that last half inning? Here's the 1-2. Hit foul. Woodard came in, faced 4 hitters, gave up a couple of hits, but then Gerard comes in, strikes out one of the hotter hitters in Mitchum, or I should say got him to fly out after striking out Youngblood. 2 balls, 2 strikes. By the way, the Pioneers left 3 runners in scoring position in the 6th and the 7th. Blown outside. Three and 2. Armstrong with the pitch. Breaking ball got him looking. Second, or actually third time now that Carroll has struck out today. First one looking.
Handcuffed him that time, didn't know what to do. Froze him at the plate.
Danneman a couple of base hits. Run scored back in the 3-run first inning. So 1 away here in the 8th, and the pitch by Armstrong. Outside corner for a strike. Now the 0-1. A little bit high. Panthers have 2 in their bullpen. Ready to go. I'm sure we'll see one of those in the next half inning. Ground ball to the shortstop, Youngblood. Low throw, 2 hops, and he's safe. Pulled him off the bag. That'll be an error on Youngblood. I'm not sure if that slipped out of the hand of Youngblood on the throw, because that was a 2-hopper, and you don't see that very much from him. No, I think he was out. Yeah, it was a bang-bang play, but it looked like he got him on the, taking another look at it. Well, there's the glove. Yeah, that was.
He must have pulled him off the back.
His foot's on the base. I know he is saying that his foot came off, but if you look at it.
He waved him off the base.
But he wasn't. Did you see it?
We'll watch again.
Watch. You look at the other side. Didn't look like his foot came off. Nonetheless, here's Christie. Christie doubled back in the first inning. That's his only hit of the day. Hits this one foul. The umpires,
as our fans have just told us what they know about baseball.
Yeah.
The rule is to the bag is the home plate bag.
What I like in basketball,
past the bag is the base hit.
When they say in basketball, call it both ways. What do you think I'm doing? You know, think I get paid all this money to call it one way?
But you know what? It's the emotion of the game. As long as you don't carry it too far.
Right. Get personal about it?
Yes. There's the key.
The 0-1. Way outside.
Good point, Trey.
Don't talk about your mother, things like that. They always used to tell me my mother wore cowboy boots and things like that. Or combat boots. They came with all kinds of boots. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Outside. And what do they know about my mother, right?
Great lady.
Yes. Especially on Mother's Day, yes. 2 balls and a strike to Christie. Danneman at first base. The pitch. 3-1. Two errors today by Transylvania. The 3-1 pitch, runner takes off, ground ball to Armstrong. Take that back to Youngblood. He'll bounce it to first. There's one away, but the runner Danneman advancing on to second. 2 away. And that'll bring up Rhoda Bush. Eric today is 0 for 3 with a sacrifice back in the first inning.
Infield moves, as they call it, the shift.
Armstrong really, look at, keep calling him Armstrong. Youngblood right behind the base runner as that pitch is outside. Almost like he's gonna, now he's also giving the signals out there too.
Yes, he is.
But he's thinking about sneaking behind that base runner. The pitch. Lifted foul. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Did you bring a Mercedes this time? Is it parked on the left or the right?
I did not drive today.
Lead at second base for Danneman. And the pitch. Outside.
The win is dead. No win at all. Flags are a little bit of moving, but not
calm.
much.
Very calm.
Yeah, there you go. That's the word.
The 2-1. 3-1. Armstrong has thrown the most innings so far for Transylvania. He's also thrown the most pitches. Up to 72. Came in back in the 5th inning. The 3-1 pitch, and it rides inside and hits him. We have seen a ton of hit batters by Transylvania pitching. I think that's 3 today, 9 last night. That's 12 in 2 games. Farnsley. Now runners at first and second. Dreyer out to talk with Armstrong, and the umpire gets a fresh set of baseballs to work with as well. Six runs, 10 hits. A couple of errors today for Transylvania. 8, 9, and no errors by the number 1 seed Hanover. Farnsley will step in. He walked twice so far today. Swing and a miss. Right now, Transylvania riding Armstrong here in the 8th inning. Here's the 0-1. Lined into right field, base hit. Danneman will score, and it's now 9-6. Big base hit there by Farnsley. Driving in yet another run.
Just 2 innings that have not scored in. That would be the 2nd and also in the 5th. Scored 3 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, and now 1 in the 8th here as we got a pitching change. And we'll tell you about that when we come back.
This place has been a huge part of my life, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be moving forward. I'll always take a piece of the mountain with me. Whether in the classroom or on the field, my coaches and professors had my back and always pushed me to climb higher. Now, I can't wait to light the way for my students and help them achieve their dreams.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Hanover College. Founded in 1827, Hanover is Indiana's oldest private four-year college. Hanover is a nationally recognized liberal arts college with core strengths in the natural and life sciences, education, and business. This breathtaking 650-acre campus sits on a bluff above the Ohio River in Hanover, Indiana. Hanover's approach to the liberal arts allows students to combine their academic interests. Students can even design their own majors. Students have so many opportunities to try classes, clubs, and other activities to pursue their passions. Students connect and get involved in so many ways, whether it be through classes, meals, athletics, and clubs, or even campus jobs. You definitely can find your niche right here at Hanover. Hanover really does have a place for you to be yourself and be known. Welcome to Hanover College. This is the College Tour.
Cameron Warfield on the mound now, making his 21st appearance. 25 in the third innings, 21 hits, 16 runs, 12 earned, 28 strikeouts, 18 walks. 3-0 on the year with an ERA of 4.26. Opposing teams hitting him at .239. Chance here again for the Panthers to add one more run to a 9-6 lead in this championship game, winner take all. Douglas has scored twice. Otherwise, he is 0 for 2 today. Should say 0 for 3. We are 2 hours and 45 minutes in this championship contest. The pitch on the way, off the end of the bat, foul.
A lot better pace than what we were about 2 years ago.
Or Thursday. Now to Bush at third, Farnsley at first. The stretch by Warfield and the pitch up high. Warfield will come set at the belt. And the 1-1 pitch. That one off his knuckles, and the throw to first to get the out, and Warfield coming in, getting the job done. One run across, way to the bottom of the eighth, 9-6 Hanover.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Hey, want to remind you, today's game brought to you in part by the IndianaSRN sports page. Get up-to-date scores and much more. Check out the daily sports page on IndianaSRN.org. And always want to thank Passion to Care, dedicated to helping you care for a loved one in your family.
Do you know the editor of the sports page?
Yeah, he's a real bum.
Is he?
Yeah.
I talked to him the other day. I was supposed to send him an article, and It's past due.
Yeah, I know. I asked him too, and he was wondering where that was. You know, it's supposed to be there Wednesday, and it's now Sunday.
And it's still not there, is it?
Did you mean like next year's article?
Probably next year's article.
Taylor, Monday, Manning doing the bottom of the 8th inning.
Well, I got tied up.
Boy, big 3-run lead. How big is that run in the 7th? Got a new pitcher here and a left-hander for the Panthers. Is it still him? Is it still Gerard? Wow, I thought it was somebody different. I didn't think they'd bring him in. 2-0.
I think he shocked the whole entire booth.
Well, shock me now. All I heard a little bit ago was there's no way they'd bring him back in. I thought, okay. Is that your brother down there?
That's not my brother.
2-1 pitch. Grounded up the middle. Danneman charging and throwing. Wide throw. Tag laid on. Got him. Right there, McCoy just saved Danneman an error. 1 away now for Monday. Monday struck at his last time up. So Gerard comes off a game in which he throws 147 pitches 2 days ago.
Yep.
Well, we got a new hitter here for Transylvania. Chopped foul. This will be Ezra Yee hitting in the place of Monday. 1 ball, 1 strike. Out of Louisville, Kentucky. Pitch outside, 2-1. Gerard's next pitch on the way is a called strike.
He will need ice today.
Got him. So 2 away. And Manning scheduled to come up here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Manning has walked twice. He has singled twice, scored a run. That's a hit foul to the right. You know, for Yee, if you're going to come in and hit, you better swing the bat, right?
Yeah. Can't put it on your shoulders.
That's what you're asking them to do, is get in there and try to get a base hit. The 0-1 pitch. Check swing, and that'll be a fair ball to McCoy. Easy out. We head to the 9th. 9-6 Hanover. Heading to the 9th inning here in Kokomo, and the winner-take-all game, as it'll be Osterling, McCoy, and Perkins all due up. Warfield got the last out of the 8th inning. He'll come back in here in the 9th, and if you're looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th, it'll be McElfresh, Dreyer, and Paul all due up. So Transylvania down to their
last
final 3. We told you before, and we warned you, we won't warn you again, don't lead, because no lead is safe. The all-tournament team, the MVP, all of that.
Coach's interview.
No softball questions. We were promised that earlier. You got to ask him something like, now, why did you take him out at that point of the game?
The one question I will ask him is, what did you say to him at the 5th inning?
There you go. Osterling steps in, ground ball to the first baseman. Taylor easily steps on the base, 1 away. Here's McCoy.
A lot of thank yous. We have to. There are so many people behind the scenes that has helped, not only for this tournament, but throughout the year that we covered the HCAC.
Fastball high to McCoy.
Been a lot of fun. I think this is game 20 that we have covered.
Baseball.
Yes.
Really. 1-0 pitch. McCoy's only hit came back in the 6th inning. Each team with 10. The pitch on the way. Popped him up right side. Will it stay in play? Right fielder McElfresh on the run in foul territory. Squeezes it there. 2 away.
One particular group of people we want to thank is our wives. I know Chuck's not married, but everybody else in this crew is married. For them to let us have this Mother's Day. Well, okay, Jerry's engaged. I think
14 years.
You're 14 years engaged. I consider him married. Karen, I think you marry him. You should marry him after this weekend.
Perkins will step up.
You know, I'm ordained. I could do the wedding. We could do it on the baseball diamond.
I'd do it right now if you could. Just get her on the line.
You think she could drive down?
Do it on the phone.
Do it on the phone. But it is. And we are a family. We kid around. We truly have a lot of compassion for each other.
1-2.
Jim Barber, new to our crew this year.
Yep. We got to tell Barber to quit staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning doing notes, though.
No
high and inside.
And the last person we have to thank is Victoria Harrison at Hampton Inn, letting me do the trivia questions and botch them up as much, but thank you very much for the Hampton Inn.
Break-even pitch on the way. Didn't miss by much.
If you're going to go and see the Jackrabbits, there's the place you stay.
Yeah. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away here in the top of the 9th inning. Warfield's next pitch, ball 4. That'll bring up Carroll. Boy, you think about Hanover today, how weird this game can be. They walked 9 batters today, and yet they might win this thing.
They scattered them, though.
Yeah, but still 9 walks.
Yeah.
So there are 5 walks on the other side, but 8 strikeouts. 5 strikeouts by Hanover pitching. Carroll will take that pitch low. Carroll today 0 for 4. He has struck out 3 times, so he has the hat trick. Caught looking his last time up in the 8th inning. This is his first look at Warfield. And the pitch. Inside corner for a strike. One ball, 1 strike. Warfield checking the runner at first. The pitch. Runner takes off, throw down easily. Got him at second base. So Perkins thrown out trying to steal. We hit at the bottom of the 9th, 3-run lead.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Is that coming afterwards? Back once again here in Kokomo. So now the final out right there. That was really a great throw, though, by the catcher to get the out. So now we got McElfresh, Dreyer, and Paul.
How about the umpire casually got him? How about the crew of the umpires? They've worked there have been a rotation of 10 of them, but they've had a long weekend as well.
Yeah.
And they love rain delays. Have you went in that room? It's pretty small for 10 guys.
All right, here's McElfresh to lead things off as Transy down to their final 3 outs. Hanover got some revenge yesterday with a win. They're coming back hoping to win again after losing that tough one on Friday night. 1 ball, no strikes. McElfresh, 2 base hits. The pitch. Inside, ball 2. The 2-0 pitch on the way. Missed outside, 3-0. All right, Gerard. Well documented. He threw a lot of pitches the other night. You talk about 140 plus pitches, and now today he's up to 19. How much does he have left in the tank? Three balls and no strikes. The pitch. There's the strike.
Well, there's a take.
I would imagine, though, for Gerard, Douglas went out and said, let's just throw a strike.
Throw strikes.
Just get it across the plate. Here's the 3-1. Outside corner. McElfresh was ready to toss the bat away. The pitch on the way, popped him up right side. McCoy, foul territory, and will squeeze it for out number 1. Here's Dreyer. Dreyer, 2 base hits, a walk, and a run scored. Hanover looking for win number 30. There's strike 1. When this is over, we will just watch the celebration because it'll be big. I don't want to be on the bottom of the pile, let's put it that way.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
The 0-2. 2 away.
They're filling it.
Now it's down to Trent Paul to keep Transylvania alive.
How many people in Madison, Indiana is up on their needles in Hanover, Indiana? This team is big time in their community.
The pitch. Lined into left, base hit. We're not done yet.
No, we're not.
Second base hit for Trent Paul. So a runner on, and here is the tough part of the order. Schubert is next, 351 coming in, but does not have a hit so far. He does have a walk to his credit.
Now you go station to station, correct?
Yep. You don't, well, of course, you can't make the final out, so don't risk anything right here. You got to have base runners. 3 to tie. Gerard with a pitch on the way. Hit well down the line, but foul, and he got every bit of that one. Look out.
Wow, that almost hit her. Lady in the picnic area.
By the way, that the Hanover fan out there. No balls in a strike. The pitch. Popped up, foul. Now they're down to their last strike right here.
But he's on him.
0-2. The pitch. Popped up foul. We'll stay at 0-2.
They're going after every pop.
Well, you kind of feel like, can we ever get that last one?
Takes forever.
Feels like it. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Outside.
Good call.
1-2. What was that?
I'm on the edge, man. I'm on the edge. Hold me. Man, love this game.
1-2 pitch. Well, the celebration has now begun here in Kokomo for the 2024 HCAC baseball champions, as Hanover has done it. And what a way, after losing on Friday night in dramatic fashion, to come back. Got 2 complete games on Saturday. They got revenge on the Pioneers. And then to come back here today, got the early lead. But Transylvania just kept coming back and kept coming back and made it very, very interesting. Keith is going to be downstairs to talk with the winning coach. We'll have the all-tournament team selection. The most outstanding player of the tournament will be announced as well. And the other exciting part about this part for Hanover is not only the celebration now, but they get the automatic bid to the NCAA Division III baseball tournament. They do not have to worry about whether they'll get an at-large bid. Now for Transylvania, they'll finish at 32-12, and they will have to wait and see if they'll get an at-large bid. That's a very, very tough thing to do. You heard Jay Jones talk about that earlier. You have 44 different conferences that you're competing with, and you really have to have some very good numbers and hope, too, that there's not a ton of upsets in there as well. Because if you have any upsets and those top teams end up losing, sometimes you're talking about teams on the bubble, and you don't want to be a team on the bubble for sure. 9 runs, 10 hits, no errors today for Hanover. 6 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors for Transylvania. What a final game it was. When they're ready to make the announcements, we'll go to our public address announcer, and you'll hear it all firsthand. What a ball game to finish it out. This has been a memorable tournament. We have seen not only some great baseball, we've also seen some interesting things that make you know how strange of a game this can be at times. And by the way, here comes the ice water too. They're going to probably try to keep the head coach occupied so they can sneak in there and give him a good dousing. Again, Keith is downstairs, and once we were able to get to him and get a couple of interviews here or there, and then the real celebration will begin as well once that trophy is handed over. There you go.
I saw it coming. I moved out of the way. There's no way.
That's an ice bath you don't mind having, though.
We just set you up.
Yeah, no doubt.
I know you trust me. I saw you in the hallway, but I saw that coming. There's no way. That's a 3-hour trip for me.
I appreciate it.
Talk about the team.
Unbelievable. It started 6 years ago. We were nothing, and we had a bunch of guys on this team that believed in the vision before there was anything there.
One question I have to ask you, Troy and I, in the 5th inning, you came out. What did he say to say, no, let me have the ball? What did he say, or what did you say in the 5th?
It was the look in his eyes. I knew he was gassed. He knew he was gassed, but he knew that it wasn't going to end with him coming off the mound in the middle of an inning.
You're going to the tournament.
Unbelievable.
30 wins now, right? 30 and 15.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So
good job.
I appreciate it.
Enjoy your wetness.
I brought extra clothes this time. I didn't bring extra clothes last time.
All right. There's Coach.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we're going to see wait here a little bit because, again, the all-tournament team will be announced here in just a couple of moments. Want to thank all of our sponsors coming into this one as well, because without them, we don't get this job done today. Hampton Inn and Suites, fantastic job taking care of everybody, including some of the teams this entire week as well. Boilermaker Local 374, want to thank them for being not only sponsors of this tournament, they've been sponsors of a lot of things we've done this year. Passion to Care, what a great organization. Let's go downstairs.
From Rose Holman, Michael Yeager. From Anderson, Trey Dorn. From Anderson, Tyler Smith. From Transylvania, Calvin Schubert. The tournament's most outstanding player from Hanover, Sam Perkins.
Sam Perkins, man, nice little trophy, huh?
That is, man, we worked hard for this.
Talk a little bit about the whole entire week. It was a tough week. Rain delayed there. Go home, come back, play, long days. Nice win.
Oh, wow. Man, we couldn't do it. This team is something else. We have the fight. We are in for it all, always.
Talk about your game and your weekend. Pretty nice weekend.
I was just doing my thing. It was nice to finally get back to it. I wouldn't have done it without these guys behind me.
You're pretty excited about going next week?
Oh, yes, I am.
Congratulations. Nice job. All right.
Well, Sam Perkins, again, had a great tournament batting at the bottom of the order, but when you hit 500 in the tournament, that certainly is well-deserving of a MVP for sure. Now the team tournament trophy.
No. So, Grant, do you know when's the draw tomorrow morning? About 11 o'clock, right?
I believe it's 11 a.m., yep.
I'm sure you'll let your fans know. Let us know. Good luck. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
It's fun to watch this league.
Yes, it is. Every year.
I'll send it right back up to you, Troy. Nice job. Good job by our crew today.
All right, as we finish it out today, still want to say thank you to Passion to Care for being a part of this broadcast, and certainly glad to have them on board. If you have any needs for home care services, make sure you check out Passion to Care. Clean Slate, which has been with us, again, all season long. Industrial Sales Associates, want to thank them for all their help today. The IndianaSRN Sports page, as well as the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Thanks to everyone. They're your champions, the Panthers of Hanover, the champions of 2024. Thanks for being with us here on HCAC.TV.